Hi everyone. Well, I'm sure you'll be surprised to see some live video on this channel. We've decided to put this together as a special celebration because a year ago today, our wonderful reborn daughter came to live with us. She's changed not only our lives, but the way we use YouTube, and we thought that we'd tell you a little bit about that. To help me to do that, I have Lulu here, and of course, we have Lacey Lou. Lulu, how did you hear about reborn child dolls?
Well, I watch a lot of YouTube. I have a lot of times when I'm not very well and I can't work or do anything much, so I have a lot of time on my hands, and then I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I watch a lot of reborn video channels because I love reborn dolls, and I always have. And one of the ones I like very much is Still Moments Nursery, and the lady there, Nikki Holland, makes a lot of reborn dolls, and she always tells us about them when she's boxing them up and getting them ready to send home to their mummies. And that was where I first saw a child doll called Joan Hope. And I thought, a child doll? Is there really a child doll? How big is she and what's she like? Well, Nikki gave us a lovely description of Joan Hope and how big she was and what sculpt she was, and lots about her. So I then started looking for child dolls on YouTube, and I began to see, as time went by, more and more about them, and I began to think, oh, I want one of these, I want one of these. Then I saw, as time went on, channels where people had child dolls. There was a lady, I can't recall the name of the channel now, but she had a little boy child doll called Reese, and I rather think that channel's gone. She used to do really realistic role play with him. She had a voice for him. She used to take him out, and she did all kind of things with him, but I think she got trolled off YouTube, which I think is terribly sad. And then, of course, there is Sabrina and Love My Reborn Baby, with her gorgeous child dolls, Spencer and Aneska, who have millions of subscribers, I think, or millions of views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And there is Flower Patch Nursery with the gorgeous Bryn Rose, and so many more. There are new child dolls coming up all the time. And it was actually Sabrina who gave me the clue of how to do a voice for Laceys when I finally got her. So I absolutely thought I must have a child doll, and it became something that I was working towards.
Yes, I guess you can't just go to a store and buy a reborn child doll. It doesn't work like that. There is a whole design process, isn't there? And it's a little like giving birth to a new baby. There is a lot to it. Can you tell us about that design process?
You could go to eBay and buy a child doll. I did see some on eBay, but I don't like buying dolls off eBay because I can't see. I've had purchases on eBay that haven't worked out. When I opened the box, I didn't get what I expected, and it was very, very sad. So for me, yes, having a reborn is like having a baby. It's a long process. I go through the design from the ground up with what I call my dream giver. That is the lady who makes my reborns for me. She's someone I very much trust. We go through the design from sort of the start to the finish. I tell her exactly the kind of thing I want. She recommends a sculpt, a kit for me. She asks me about hair and eyes and skin colour and character and all kinds of things, so that she knows exactly what I want, and then she makes it for me, and it always comes out perfect because she knows exactly what I need, and I trust her to deliver, and she always does.
And of course that lady is Elaine Colbert, who lives in the UK. When you were thinking about DeLacey, did you have any idea about her character when you were giving Ellie all those details?
Yes, I did. I knew that I wanted the kind of little girl who thinks she's a princess, So somebody who was ultra feminine, who never wore jeans and trainers, who always liked to wear ultra girly, frilly clothes. Even when she wore leggings, they would be kind of flowery ones. Who liked to wear sequins and sparkles, like she's wearing now, bless her heart. Who had golden hair. She had golden hair, she had blue-green turquoise eyes. She had beautiful skin. She was the kind of girl who, if she was American and if she liked to do that kind of thing, could be entered for a pageant. Ultra pretty, beautiful girl. That's the kind of girl I said to Ellie that I wanted. And I asked Ellie particularly to buy me a party dress for her that she could wear in a pageant. And she actually did. She bought a beautiful party dress from Monsoon for her, but I decided not to wear that on her today because it's been seen quite a number of times before and on YouTube. So today she's wearing something very party-like that I bought her for her birthday.
DeLacey's a very unusual name, isn't it? How did you choose it?
Well, actually, her daddy chose it. It was a book that we'd both been reading. We were flying to California and we were both reading a book called Cavenden Hall. And in this book there was somebody called DeLacey. We were going to name her Elizabeth Amy, but we both fell in love, particularly her daddy, that's you. We both fell in love with this name DeLacey. And you said to me, couldn't we call her DeLacey? And I said, what a beautiful name. Yes, I think we could call her DeLacey. But Amy isn't a good middle name if it's going to be DeLacey. What could we call her? And then we both thought, and we both said, why don't we call her DeLacey Elaine, after Ellie, who made her, and who made all our babies for us. So that's what she is. She's our DeLacey Elaine. Aren't you, my precious?
I've heard you say that having Lacey has really changed your life. Can you tell us how?
Oh, how long have you got? First of all, when you have a child doll, it's very different from having a baby or a toddler. The role play that you can do with a baby or a toddler is a lot. You know, dress them, change them, feed them. Lots of scope for buying lovely things for them, lots of scope for pictures. It is a very good thing to have, but when you come to having a child doll, it just grows and grows. I love to buy gorgeous clothes for Lacey. The pictures that we've got of her are just so lovely. We did some gorgeous ones where she was baking a cake. We put her into a lovely little chef's outfit. We've got lovely pictures of her doing all kinds of cool stuff. The role play is just so much more fun. And it's just so precious because I've always wanted a little girl of this age, about 6. And now it just feels like I've got one. It's just the most amazing feeling. It's like I always felt having Reborns that a great big hole inside me got filled up. And it's even better now that we've got Lacey. It's very hard to describe, but we just love her so much. She's just filled our lives in such an amazingly wonderful way.
Let's talk a little bit about YouTube, because you referred to role-playing just a moment ago, and of course that's very much part of the YouTube channel. How did you get around the problem of making videos with no sight?
To be honest, I ducked it slightly. I know there are people who do make videos with no sight. I can't do that, and I wish I could. At the moment we have a professional videographer here making this video for us. I would love to be able to make videos, but I can't. So what I do is I upload audio of DeLacey and I pair that with a still picture of her in whatever thing she's doing this week. So that's how I do it.
One of the advantages, of course, in terms of the way that you do produce the videos with a still picture and with audio is that it gives you a lot of flexibility, doesn't it? You put out a video once a week, approximately. What kind of things do you cover in the videos?
Well, we started with just little chats between me and Lacey. That was when we were just beginning. She talked about what she was doing and talked about her week and, all little things like that. And it meant that I had to invent a world for her and think about how she lived and what she did and who her friends were and whether she went to school or whether I homeschooled her here or all kinds of little things so that I could make her world believable. And then we got into more including Bert, her adopted leprechaun brother. And then the dramas got interesting because then they started to get more popular. People already liked Bert. And so people really started to tune in to listen to interaction between Lacey and Bert, whether he's telling her a story or whether he's playing games with her or whatever they're doing. People really love the way they are together. And they really are very sweet together, aren't they, sweetheart? So, everyone seems to love that. And then, of course, there are the games they play about her imaginary world of Toity. And so that's really cool as well.
Yes, we're coming quite near to the end of this chat now, but I did want to take the opportunity of asking you a couple more things. And one of them is about Toity. How did all that start?
It was the merest fluke, actually. One week, for want of something to do, I did a playing house video. And I used a toy tea set that she has. And 3 of her toys, a big tie balls baboon, and an Aurora World sparkly mermaid, and a knitted dog that Ellie had given me with her. And I did this playing house video where she was all giving them dinner and bossing them all around, and I thought it was rather cute. And usually I get about 50 views a week, which is peanuts in YouTube terms, but I think it's good if I always think it's a win if I get 50. And this thing got 900 views, and I thought, what on earth? It's gone viral. What have I done? So every couple of weeks, we started to do these playing house videos, and people seem to like them. So she's got, Mr. Charlie Dear, who's the daddy, and she's the mummy, and then Crystal and Boofy, that's what she calls the toys, are the children. So then we had to come up with a place where they lived, and she calls it Toity. It's a mixture of toy and pretty. And so then we had to invent the town and make sound effects for, things in the place where they lived, and it all just grew from there. And I know that there are people who absolutely love those ones and say, when's there going to be another Toity video? Come on, we want more Toity. It's all just getting a bit out of hand now. And, I'm a tiny, tiny little fish in the YouTube pond. 50 views is nothing. It's a sneeze. But if I get one comment saying, I loved that, it was great, or one Twitter message or 2, then it's been worth the effort. Although it takes us all day, it's been worth the effort, and I love doing it, and it's great fun. And she just gives us so much.
Let's talk about Lacey's voice, shall we? Because it is really quite unique. It isn't uncommon for dolls to talk on YouTube channels. Are you going to tell us how Lacey's voice is achieved?
It's long and tricky and technical. And I don't really want to spoil the magic, but as someone was very generous to me in talking about how the voice was done, I'll say this much about it. It used to be done with an app on my phone called Voice Changer Plus, which I think I'm right in saying is about to go obsolete. So recently we had to update Lacey's voice so it sounds a bit different now from what it did. But now it is just done with an audio editing piece of software, and it is put through quite a few technical processes to sound like Lacey does now, higher pitched and more childlike. And I really couldn't go into that because I don't really know. It's not done by me, so I really don't know. What I can say is that I love the way she sounds now. She sounds so ultra cute, and I'm just really, really happy with her voice these days.
Finally, it's exactly 1 year since DeLacey arrived. Give us some final thoughts, if you can, about what kind of year it's been and what your hopes are for the future.
It's been an incredible year, a happy year. I couldn't love this precious little girl more if she was real. I'm so happy. In fact, I think I can say for both of us that we're so happy to have her in our lives. And I'm just so grateful to Ellie for doing such a wonderful job making her for us. Next year, I really hope to be able to make live video footage of her and all the babies on my own. I would like to learn how to do that. I know it can be done and I want to know how. So that is my goal for next year, to bring more live footage to YouTube. And I really would like to hit 1,000 subscribers if I could. She's nearly at 900 now, and I really would like to hit 1,000. That's my real goal for her. And just for her to go on bringing us as much joy as she does now. Because you bring us plenty, don't you, my precious? That's all, really.